Oh my God, my gorgeous Leonie, you are going to have such an important conversation at the beginning of this week, and this is going to happen completely out of the blue. This conversation that you are going to have, it's going to be so serious, so important, but it's going to happen completely out of the blue, which means that you are not going to be prepared for this whatsoever. And this is why it's going to be so good, because it's all your response. It's gonna come from the back of your subconscious mind, through your subconscious mind, and that is indeed the best response ever, because it prevents you from thinking, from overthinking, and then responding in a wrong way. So this is why things are gonna happen so beautifully and so organically, because they are gonna be completely out of the blue. And that means that not only you're gonna have an important conversation at the beginning of this week, but it's more about the actual what are you gonna be talking about. It's gonna be really important, and it's going to kind of be a lot about clearing the actual boundaries by direct communication. So this is gonna be like a pretty much, so you are gonna be very, very direct with somebody. Indeed, by being direct with somebody at the same time, you're going to clear certain boundaries as well, which is almost immediately after that moment in time, you're going to become aware of this creative opportunity. I know that this sounds crazy. This sounds mental, but if you did not have that important conversation, if you weren't as honest as anything, if you weren't as clear as anything, if you didn't kind of directly communicate, you wouldn't have this creative opportunity. So you see how things are going to happen and how beautifully one thing is actually going to lead to another. This in itself, this creative opportunity that you're gonna become aware of, this in itself, it's gonna make you become curious about life again in the best possible way. And it's going to make you feel really playful as well. And it's going to make you aware of so many different possibilities that are actually going to come to you. You're going to go into this like absolutely wonderful planning mode where you are going to become so thirsty for life again. And this in itself, it's also going to lead towards you having, it's more like some kind of a private achievement. This is going to be so personal to you, in so many different ways. But at the same time, because this is going to be so important to you in so many different ways, purely because you are going to be able to prove your point to certain people, and you're going to be able to prove your point to certain people that discredited you when they never should have discredited you in the first place. So this is going to feel such an amazing and private kind of achievement for you, but most importantly, it's to do with like how determined you're actually going to become, because only like about 2 or 3 days later after that moment in time, there is this opportunity, very important opportunity that you're going to become aware of. And this is not going to be a creative opportunity. This opportunity that you're going to become aware of, it's like, oh my God, this was on your mind for so long. You just kind of knew what you wanted, what you needed, but you just kind of weren't able to specify it. So this particular opportunity is gonna have like a little bit of everything, and this is to do with like a financial situation, and bringing like even more security into your balance, into your life. You see, bringing even more balance and security into your life. But never mind the fact that at around the same time, you're gonna become aware of somebody very much so getting away with something that they never should. But this particular person is not in your life. Whether you're going to hear about that particular person, whether you're going to see somebody, the bottom line is that this is going to trigger something within you. And what is going to be triggered within you, my gorgeous Leonie, it's like, oh my God, this is like going to be a sign. Do you know what? Now it's time for some kind of new beginning. You are going to feel so adamant to have the new beginning beginning, and that in itself, it's really kind of going to pretty much so going to be connected to that mind-blowing opportunity that I've just said that you're actually going to have. So it's not a creative opportunity, but the second opportunity that I say that you're going to become aware of. This in itself, it's really gonna, like, as soon as you become aware of somebody getting away with something really nasty, really horrible, somebody dishonest, somebody deceptive, somebody not really nice, that particular person is not in your life, but it is indeed going to play a huge role. This is going to remind you of that opportunity that I say that it's going to be brilliant for your finances, because it's almost going to create that final push, which is going to keep you going. And once you start, nothing is going to stop you ever again. This in itself is just like kind of going to happen so spontaneously, but the bottom line is that that is going to bring so much optimism into your life, and it's also like so much optimism and pleasure. And at the same time, you know, this is all going to feel so adventurous, because you will fully understand and you will know that you're tapping into something you've never tapped into in your whole life. And this is why things are going to feel so different, because this is all due to your hard work and everything that you've been through within the last couple of years. My gorgeous Leonie was indeed preparing you for this moment in time. And there is this journey that you are going to feel so excited about. Oh my God, you're going to become aware of this trip or a journey that you're going to need to make. And this in itself is going to mean to you so much. Not only this particular trip or journey that you're going to be planning to make, it's actually going to change your life forever. But there is something that is going to happen when you go to that trip and journey. Something is going to happen, some kind of experience, like a spiritual experience, that is going to help you to see way beyond what you have been experiencing so far. And it's going to help you to elevate to the point where you are just kind of really going to understand that there is so much more to life. And also you're going to have this great sense of urgency, how you want to speed up and do absolutely everything which is in your power in order to make a really big step, really big move. So you need to understand, my gorgeous Leonie, as soon as you become aware of this trip or a journey, that can happen this week, it can happen in 1 week, it can happen in 1 month, it can happen in 2 months, it can happen in 3 months. This particular trip or journey that you're gonna go on physically. But the bottom line is that the energy of the kind of the beginning of all this manifestation and all this like a powerful energetic point, it's actually going to start happening right now. So it doesn't matter when you go on this trip or journey. This is still going to mean to you so much, and you're still going to have such a mind-blowing experience. This mind-blowing experience that you're going to have, it's going to be different, absolutely different to everything you have ever been through in your entire life. And so on one hand, it's going to leave you this great sense of urgency, how much you need to hurry up with something. Is to do with your dream, is to do with your passion, is to do with how you want your life ultimately to be. But it's also to do with, like, now it's not time to fantasize about this anymore. Now it's time to just kind of step forward and see where this is actually going to take you. My gorgeous Leonie, you are so powerful, but you're also going to realize, you know, that this life is like too short to waste around maybe the wrong people, the wrong situations, and also it's too short to waste if you find yourself being somewhere unhappy in a certain area or in a certain house, in a certain place. You know, you should really kind of like maybe move on with your life, because you're going to realize ultimately that something has been making you so unhappy for so long. But then again, it's not that you're going to realize that for the first time. It's just now it's all going to be kind of like really highlighted through all this quite a lot indeed. My gorgeous Leonie, it is just so important in so many different ways, you know, in so many different ways, because, you know, this is pretty much so going to lead towards the beginning of some kind of project and very creative adventure. But then at the same time, you know, you are going to understand the power of the actual cooperation The power of cooperation. You're going to understand the power of the actual cooperation with a certain people in your life, because you're going to need to cooperate with somebody who you're not going to like, who you're not going to enjoy this cooperation whatsoever, but it is something that you're going to need to do, because you're going to need to come to the bottom of things, you know, and when it comes to your life and things that you're doing, but you are going to have to cooperate here with somebody who you don't want to cooperate with whatsoever. But this is going to be so important, because it is going to bring something really kind of dark and negative to the act, to an end, basically. And also, my gorgeous Leonie, what else I was going to say, my gorgeous Leonie, that basically, you know, the beginning of this week, listen to me very carefully, you are so great. It's to do with a great skill. You are incredible. You're amazing. And this is nothing unusual when it comes to Leonies. Whatever you do, you're very passionate about, and you give so much in, especially if it's something that you love doing, something that you love, something that you enjoy doing. You're like, oh my God, you elevate yourself through your own passion so nicely, so beautifully. It rejuvenates you, and you become so much stronger, which reflects on every single aspect of your life in terms of the actual confidence. And confidence is absolutely everything. You know, confidence is our power. Passion is our power. These two combined, it's like a one big giant mama indeed. So just remember, it is to do with some amazing skill, something that you know how to do really, really great. Again, don't waste your life. Don't waste your spiritual journey. There is so much more that you need to do. It's to do with a great skill that is going to be the answer to, especially you, do you know what is going to happen? Your great skill is the answer to you finding yourself really, really indecisive, because you're going to feel so indecisive about something at around the beginning of this week. You're going to feel so indecisive in some kind of proceedings. And this in itself, this indecisiveness is actually became like a restriction. So when you find yourself being so indecisive, but it's to do with a certain restriction, but it's not going to be as obvious, but you're going to realize this at the same time. The answer to your indecisiveness, and especially when it comes to do with certain proceedings, the answer to this indecisiveness is going to be the great skill, because the great skill is going to also bring this much needed security into your life. By the time you get to the mid part of this week, it's like, oh my God, this is absolutely mind-blowing, something really crazy but really good. It's actually going to happen. This is going to be completely unplanned. And again, you know, it's going to happen, like, for example, you are on your way to the shop, and then suddenly midway you get a phone call from someone, and you decide to go somewhere else. Or you're in the middle, you are on your way to the cinema, and then suddenly you change your mind and you're like, oh, I want to go to the forest or something. So it's going to happen like when you just suddenly change your mind about something, and then you just end up going somewhere completely different. So this is a wonderful and magical energy that we create at the same time, because it brings the best out in us, because we are very often guided by the spirit. We are guided by our soul. We are guided by our spirit, and that means that the power of our subconscious mind takes over. So we see things that we come across in a completely different way, especially when it comes to us being open-minded. So you are going to find yourself unexpectedly like that, in a completely place, in an area that you did not plan, and there is something that is going to happen here. There is something that is going to happen. You are going to discover something. What you're going to discover is going to inspire you so much. You're going to make a huge discovery. You're going to discover something, but then at the same time, you're going to discover something about yourself, which is going to help you to reconnect you so much. It's going to inspire you. It's you're instantly gonna have so many ideas, because that in itself is on one hand gonna kind of like really be a lot about a limitless potential, which is at the same time gonna make you free, you know, and that in itself is gonna really gonna make you aware of what do you need to explore, because through your own excitedness, you know, and at the same time this is gonna bring a freedom into your life, and also some kind of wish. It's actually going to come true. That with this, the discovery, this is like some kind of a wish. It's also slowly but surely coming through with this as well. So this is why this is going to mean to you so much, and you're going to find this very, very rewarding. And after this moment in time, you need to understand that things are going to go only upwards for you, my gorgeous Leone. Indeed, this is going to make you feel so happy and so excited about your life that you will want to celebrate. And there are going to be people which are going to be on your mind, like, oh my God, I want to reconnect with him and her. I want to have a celebration. I want to invite them. But it's very important for you to understand, as soon as you become aware of the fact how much you want to celebrate something, this is how happy you're going to be with this discovery. There is more to it. So as soon as you find yourself wanting to kind of like celebrate, there are specific people that are going to be on your mind. Maybe they're going to be 5 of them, maybe they're going to be 10 of them, maybe they're going to be 20 of them, maybe they're going to be only 2 of them, maybe they're going to be 3 of them. But the important thing here is that the very first person who is on your mind, who you want to celebrate this, you should really get in touch almost immediately and let them know what is on your mind, because that particular person is also going to give you a mind-blowing advice. Oh my God, you're going to find out something that you never knew, and that in itself, it's really kind of, you are going to be grateful for the rest of your life with the advice that this person is going to tell you. And it's again all happening through the power of the actual synchronicity. So invaluable information you are going to have. So this is why it's important to kind of really reconnect with these people, because that particular person is going to give you invaluable information, but it's a lot to do with how can you actually save money as well while you're doing something, while you're planning something. It's going to be brilliant, because it's going to surprise you, like, oh my God, like where do you know this from? Very interesting indeed. And also my gorgeous Leone, when it comes to the midweek, you are gonna have just a little bit of tower. You are gonna have just a little bit of tower at around the midweek, going towards the end of the week. The reason why you're gonna have a tower, it's only because you're gonna feel you're going to feel a bit of lack of appreciation. And because you're going to feel a lack of appreciation, nothing wrong with that, okay? You are going to have a bit of a tower. And when that negative tower happens, an unexpected situation, you are actually going to have a really interesting idea and very important idea that you're going to instantly feel active about. And the idea that you're going to have and realization that you're going to have is, what exactly do you need to move away from? What exactly has come to an end? What exactly is no longer serving you? So you will know what do you need to walk away from, because it's not needed in your life anymore whatsoever. But you're also going to realize how wise you are, how intelligent you are, how clever you are, and most importantly, how capable you are. By the time you get to the last part of this week, my gorgeous Leone, it's like basically, it's about one specific person. It's about one specific person in your life that you're going to be thinking about. And what you're going to be thinking about that one specific person in your life, it's going to be you're going to understand that that particular person will literally never change, and this is so good. This is brilliant, because something will happen at that moment in time. Maybe you haven't been honest with yourself when it comes to that person. Maybe you've just been trying to work something out, or maybe it's just like you were just hoping that this person is not going to be the way that person will portray themselves here. But the bottom line is that you will understand that that one particular person in your life will never change, and that moment in time you will be set free. Okay, because at that moment in time you are really going to create an important balance, which is almost immediately you need to pay attention to what your body is going to try to tell you, because now this is going to really reflect on your mind, body and spirit. So at that moment in time something is going to be unlocked, and that moment in time the certain part of your body is going to try to make you aware of the fact that you need to pay attention to it. Whether this is going to be your stomach, you need to change your diet. Whether your leg is going to whether something is going to be wrong with your legs, you need to pay attention to that. You just need to pay attention to what your body is trying to tell you. This is what's already created by that particular balance, and this in the long term, it's really gonna, oh my God, be a life savior in so many different ways. So at that moment in time, you're creating this powerful balance, and that also is gonna make you aware of, to realize potential, and this is really going to realize potential when you didn't realize before. And this is really going to be brilliant, especially when it comes to your self-awareness, but also when it comes to focus, because you will know what is restricting you, but also at the same time you will understand exactly what do you need to detach yourselves from in order to gain a further recognition in life indeed. Okay, my gorgeous Leonie, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace and light to every single one of you. Sasha Bonasin, psychic medium. Love you. Bye.